In the top stories, Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas is recovering well after successful spinal surgery. Regionally, Trinidad and Tobago government says no approval has been given for proposed AI data centers. And on the international scene, the United States and Iran are escalating military actions across the Middle East as tensions rise over the Strait of Hormuz. Hello and welcome to today's ZIZ Midday Major Newscast. Today is Tuesday, the 14th day of July, and I am Jasmine Thomas. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, is recovering well after undergoing successful spinal surgery to treat long-standing back problems. In a statement, Dr. Douglas said the procedure was performed in New York to address significant health challenges caused by severe back pain. The Federation's longest-serving Prime Minister said the condition stems from life-threatening spinal injuries he suffered in a motor vehicle accident in 1988. Dr. Douglas said his neurosurgeon reported that the procedure was highly successful and that he continues to make steady progress in his recovery. Dr. Douglas, who is a medical doctor, said the experience has deepened his appreciation for modern medicine and the dedication of healthcare professionals. He added that he looks forward to returning to public service with renewed strength and optimism. Governor General Dame Marcella Liebert hosted the St. Kitts district of the Wesleyan Holiness Church for its 4th annual ACE Awards ceremony at Government House last Friday. The event recognized the academic and civic achievements of young people as well as their discipline, commitment, and perseverance. Dame Marcella said in addition to celebrating their success, the ceremony presented an opportunity to recognize the values that help shape future leaders.
To our awardees, I encourage you to pause for a moment and appreciate how far you have come. Behind every certificate and every award are countless hours of study, moments of sacrifice, prayers whispered in quiet places, and people who believed in you even when you may have doubted yourself.
The Governor General encouraged the awardees to dream big, remain grounded in their values, and view challenges as opportunities for growth.
To our young people, dream boldly. Set goals that stretch your abilities. Continue your education. Develop your talents. Serve your communities. Respect yourselves. Respect others. And show reverence and respect for God. Always remember that your education is not only for personal advancement, but also for community and national development. Our beloved Federation will continue to grow through the knowledge, innovation, creativity, and leadership of young people like you. Let today's recognition inspire you to work even harder, serve even more faithfully, and become the kind of leaders who will contribute to an even stronger St. Kitts and Nevis. Congratulations once again to every award recipient, and highest commendations to the Wesleyan Holiness Church for this initiative.
Dame Marcella also thanked parents, teachers, and mentors of the Wesleyan Holiness Church for their continued support in guiding the next generation of leaders. On Friday, St. Kitts and Nevis's ambassador to the United States, Jacinth Henry Martin, hosted the signing of a major security agreement between the United States Department of Homeland Security and the CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security, or IMPACTS. The Memorandum of Cooperation establishes a framework for sharing biometric data to support border security, immigration vetting, and the identification of people who may pose security risks to the United States or CARICOM member states. The agreement is the first multilateral biometric information sharing arrangement signed by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Officials say the partnership will also support stronger vetting of citizenship by investment applicants, following concerns raised by the United States. The United States and the CARICOM impacts expect to have the new information sharing system operational before the end of the year. On the regional scene, the Trinidad and Tobago government says no final approval has been given for proposed artificial intelligence data centers, despite signing agreements with 3 United States-based companies. Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence Minister Dominic Smith said the Memoranda of Understanding establish a framework for collaboration and due diligence, but do not authorize the projects to proceed. His comments followed public concern over the proposals, including an online petition that has attracted thousands of signatures. The petition calls for environmental, water resource, and infrastructure studies to be completed before any approval is granted. The government said any project that moves forward will be subject to the required technical, environmental, and regulatory assessments. The proposed developments could attract billions of US dollars in investment and create thousands of jobs. However, environmental groups have raised concerns about their high demand for electricity and water. And St. Lucia says the European Union now wants Caribbean citizenship by investment programs ended, despite years of reforms to address its security concerns. Speaking recently, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire said Caribbean governments have worked with the European Union to strengthen their programs by tightening legislation, introducing new safeguards, and establishing a regional regulator. The European Union had previously said those changes would address its security concerns. However, its latest position is that the programs should be abolished regardless of the reforms. His comments come after the European Union warned that countries operating CBI programs could lose visa-free access to Europe if the programs are not ended by 2028. Dr. Hilaire added that St. Lucia fully supports the OECS decision to send a high-level delegation to Brussels to further discuss the issues with European officials. On the international scene, the United States has launched new strikes on Iran, while Tehran has responded with attacks targeting U.S. allies in the region and commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. military says the strikes targeted Iranian coastal defense systems, missile and drone sites, as well as maritime capabilities. Iran has since carried out attacks on Bahrain, Jordan, and 3 tankers traveling through the strait, including 2 vessels linked to the United Arab Emirates. The escalation follows a collapse of an interim agreement that was intended to pause the fighting, reopen the key shipping route, and allow negotiations on a long-term peace deal. The United States has threatened to reopen the strait by force and reinstate a blockade against Iranian ports, while regional mediators continue efforts to bring both sides back to the negotiating table. Aviation authorities have also warned commercial airlines of risk in parts of the Gulf region due to the possibility of further military activity. And the World Health Organization says an Ebola outbreak in eastern Congo is continuing to spread faster than response efforts can contain it. The WHO's emergencies chief says many recent deaths occurred in communities before patients could reach health facilities, with 8% of new cases coming from unknown chains of transmission. Congo has been battling the outbreak since May, with authorities reporting more than 1,900 infections and over 700 deaths across 3 provinces. The outbreak involves the rare Bundigua strain of Ebola, with cases also confirmed in neighboring Uganda. The response has been hampered by funding shortages, attacks on health centers, conflict in eastern Congo, and community mistrust. The WHO says treatment capacity and laboratory services have expanded, while clinical trials for potential treatments have also begun as authorities work to control the outbreak. And now for a look at today's weather. A very dry, stable air mass along with Saharan dust will continue to keep conditions across the Federation dry and hazy over the next 24 hours. Today's high will reach 34 degrees Celsius or 90 times. Seas will range from 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. Sunset this evening will be at approximately 6:49 and sunrise tomorrow morning is expected to be at about 5:45. That brings us to the end of the Midday Major Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.